don't remember the name of the food stand, just that it was hot, and the man had blackened fingernails. I was hungry, so I ordered 2 tacos, something cheap, unidentified meat. There were onions, lots of salsa, and that kind of meat you don't chew, you just swallow. I went home, watched a show, fell asleep with the TV still on. At 3 in the morning, I woke up to a burning in my fingers, like they'd touched dry ice. I rubbed my hands, shook my arms. Nothing, I thought. Circulation, or maybe stress. It'll pass. The next day, I couldn't feel my fingers. It was like someone had lent me a new pair of hands, but without a warranty. My arms felt strange too, clumsy. There was no pain. That was the worst part. There was no pain at all. I went to the doctor. They ran tests, electrodes, scans, silence. It might be temporary, they said. Maybe a virus. They sent me home with vitamins, but inside, something was detaching, like my body didn't want to be mine anymore. That week, I stopped going out. Every step I took, the floor felt farther away. The things I touched, I held them like I was wearing gloves filled with water, little by little. My face, my cheeks, my lips. Eating became impossible. My tongue knew something was wrong. I would talk to myself in front of the mirror just to see if my mouth still moved. Until one day, it didn't. They hospitalized me when I could no longer turn my neck. I was laid down, flat on my back, staring at the ceiling, day and night. The same fucking ceiling. I couldn't move my lips, but in my mind, I was screaming, "I'm here. I'm awake." They called it progressive neuromuscular paralysis, a toxin, a bacteria, maybe something I ate. They didn't know, they didn't understand, but I did. I felt like I was dying, in pieces. I wasn't sleeping anymore, or maybe I was, but my eyes wouldn't close, dry, burning, all the time, no rest. I could still hear the wheels on the medicine cart, the nurses breathing, the footsteps when they came to move me. But no one noticed. No one knew I was still in there, buried inside myself. Then they started showing up. At first, I thought it was just a shadow, a reflection, the kind of thing a tired brain invents. But they stayed there, in the corners of the room. Silent, tall, like scorched branches standing upright. They never moved. They just watched, as if they were waiting for something. One night, one of them leaned in close. I felt its face near mine. And even though it had no eyes, it was looking at me. Every time someone entered the room, they disappeared. But when I was alone, they came back. Sometimes there were 3, sometimes 5. They never spoke. They just smiled, with folds, with skin, as if they were licking their lips. One morning, a nurse came in. She looked at the monitor, sighed, and said, "She died a few hours ago." That's strange. The monitor didn't alert us. It's just static. We need to take her to the autopsy room. I tried to move, to scream, to blink, anything. But my body was already an object, and I was just its shadow, screaming from inside a hollow shell. They covered me with a sheet, rolled my bed out, cold lights, metal doors, creaking wheels. I heard footsteps, voices, instruments placed on steel trays. I felt the hands, cold, clinical, cutting, separating flesh, opening, as if there was no one inside. But I was still there, watching from the depths, from within, and as they opened me, I saw them again, behind the surgeons, the same ones who had watched me every night. They were smiling now, with mouths, black, wide, and pleased to watch me suffer. From the only part of me that was still intact, my gaze. And I understood. They didn't want me to die. They wanted me to live through all of it, awake, paralyzed, laid open, torn apart from the inside out. I'm still here, staring, unable to close my eyes, trapped forever in this shell.